respected chairperson, moderator, and dear friends. My case is regarding coil closure of hepatic artery pseudoaneurysm. It's percutaneous management of hepatic artery pseudoaneurysm. Splanchnic aneurysm and pseudoaneurysms are rare entities, but they do occur and they are very serious problems. And cause of splanchnic artery aneurysm and pseudoaneurysms arising from celiac axis arteries or mesenteric arteries is vasculitis, arteriosclerosis, infections, trauma, iatrogenics. And conventional treatment for splanchnic bleeds, they present as bleed, GI bleed. And conventional treatment is resection of aneurysm and with or without bypass of the vessel. So this case is regarding a 36-year-old male. He was chronic alcoholic with a history of pulmonary tuberculosis which was treated. And he was admitted in surgery ward with complaints of epigastric pain. After routine evaluation and CT abdomen, he was diagnosed as a case of necrotizing pancreatitis with pseudopancreatic cyst. He was treated conservatively and was discharged after 1 week. After 6 months, he presented again with pain abdomen and GI bleed in the form of melena. And he was admitted again in surgery ward and then referred to cardiology after CT scan. And this time his hemoglobin was 5 gram %. Ultrasound abdomen showed hepatic artery pseudoaneurysm, which was confirmed by CT angio of abdomen, which showed pseudoaneurysm arising from common hepatic artery. Abdominal aortogram and selective celiac trunk angio was done with right Judkins catheter, which confirmed the diagnosis of hepatic artery pseudoaneurysm. Now management was considered, it was discussed with surgeons, and they felt that surgery will be very high risk and with high morbidity and mortality, and it will be a difficult intra-abdominal vascular surgery. So first option was considered of percutaneous management. So Judkins' right guiding was taken, and it was fairly convenient to hook with this. And this first shot shows the pseudoaneurysm arising from common hepatic artery. This was a fairly large size pseudoaneurysm. Now Renegade microcatheter was taken for this, and with three French Renegade microcatheter, and it was introduced through the guiding catheter over O14 guide wire, O14 conventional PTCA guide wire. This shot is again showing the pseudoaneurysm. This is splenic artery, hepatic artery. Renegade microcatheter 3 French was introduced, and tip of microcatheter was positioned in the neck of the pseudoaneurysm. Then O14 wire was withdrawn out. Then for closure of the aneurysm, complex helical fibrate platinum coil was taken, O18 size, 2 into 5 into 10 millimeter size, and it was loaded into microcatheter with the loading device and pushed into the microcatheter with hard end of O14 wire up to the distal tip of microcatheter. This is conventional PTCA wire, soft BMW wire. This is guiding catheter. This picture shows this microcatheter, three French fibrate microcatheter, and microcatheter is kept in the aneurysm, protruding from the guiding. This is the position of the microcatheter just before the delivery. This is the coil. Coil was delivered from the microcatheter into the aneurysm. So then after keeping the coil at the tip of the microcatheter, this BMW wire was withdrawn out and it was reintroduced from the soft end. It is recommended that final delivery should be done with the soft end of the wire. So it was introduced again into the microcatheter from the soft end, and final delivery was done, and coil was well placed into the aneurysm, and complete closure of flow into the pseudoaneurysm was achieved. These are the final shots which show that aneurysm. There was very minimal or no flow into the aneurysm. This is the coil into the aneurysm, and there is no flow into the aneurysm after the delivery of the coil. So this percutaneous management of splanchnic bleeds can avoid, or they can be definitive treatment for this type of GI bleeds presenting from splanchnic circulation. And they avoid difficult and very risky surgeries, and they are now being considered a very good option for management of splanchnic aneurysms and pseudoaneurysms.
Have you finished? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but I really think that this is just not right. I'm sorry to have said it. The first thing, the size of the aneurysm is much larger than the microcards you have used. So what's going to happen is, in the next few days, this is just going to float free inside that aneurysm. The technique of treating any visceral aneurysm is not by packing the sac, but by trapping that segment where the aneurysm comes from. So what it means is, you have to ensure your coils are placed before, across, and proximal to the neck of the aneurysm. What you're having is an infected lesion. If you see, if a surgeon is going to do that, he's going to ligate that segment proximal and distal. In the GI tract, this will never cause any problem because the collateralization is fantastic. In a situation where the artery has to be preserved, you'll have to use a stent graft and exclude the aneurysm. Now, what I'm trying to say is, I do not want to discourage you. I would like to encourage you to do the work that you have done, but this is not the way visceral aneurysms are treated. The problem is that you have an aneurysm which to me looks somewhere around 20 millimeters, 2 centimeters in diameter. We have put a few microcoils inside that. It will not solve the problem. If at all you want to try, this has to be with large diameter, 3-5 fibered coil, but that is not the answer for visceral aneurysm. Remember, when we see an aneurysm, 50% of it is thrombose. There's a lot of dead space there. You put a coil, couple of days later, some of this thrombus will lyse, and you will find the whole thing moving. So what's going to happen is if this patient most probably will come back with the same problem, and it is not the way visceral aneurysm are treated. I'm just sorry about that, but if you want me to sit in the panel,
this option was considered of a stent graft in the hepatic artery was considered.
Or trap the vessel.
But this stent grafting, patient was not affording that. So this was the cheaper option, and this was not done as a final definitive treatment. This was done as a time gap arrangement so that the bleeding will stop and patient will stabilize.
I mean, doctor, how will it stop?
After 3 months,
small coils.
CT angio was done after 3 months.
Yeah.
And there was no visible aneurysm at that time.
So that is, let me say, that has happened. It's not because of these few coils. These few coils cannot induce it because they are just a little bit. You know, we are occluded 5% of the aneurysm. That is not going to solve the problem. Just because it has happened, it doesn't make this procedure right. You know, the cheapest option, what it is in this, is amazing. I will tell you an option which is so cheap that you may be surprised. All you have to do is take a balloon across the neck of the aneurysm, inflate the balloon, under CT guidance, inject fibrin into the aneurysm. You'll be amazed to see that within 5 minutes the whole aneurysm goes. Well, if I have to tell you what is the right way to do it, how it's done worldwide. and just tell you what it is. But this, and a microcatheter in a huge vessel like this, when we use a microcatheter, either the vessel is so distal and so tortuous that we cannot access it, or it is used when you have a situation where the vessel itself is small. Here you don't need a microcatheter. What you could use is you could put a coronary guiding, hook it, take a 3-5, go inside the aneurysm, use large coils.
They were tried, sir. I tried 2 larger coils before this coil, but they were actually not going. So I opted for the smaller coil.
Yeah, well, I'm trying
Earlier
to say that,
coils were
this
tried.
is not, I don't think we solved the problem. It's just lucky that this patient's vessel thrombosed, because you see the coil mass is too small. Coils work on the principle of the whole aneurysm sac. At least 30 to 40% has to be taken away. A few small coils will not solve the problem. I'm just honest with you, that's it.
Yeah.
I can just tell you.
We were expecting that patient may return back with the bleeding, and it was discussed with surgeon, and they said that first of all we can stop the bleeding, we can improve his hemoglobin.
Trapping
his hemoglobin was 5. It will give some
is,
time for the recovery.
Yeah, trapping is very simple. Actually,
And
it's a very simple
after
procedure.
that, we had planned if definitive surgery is required, it will be done after that.
In maybe few days, few weeks, you will have a new technique we have done for 3 years now. That's you can place what we call a multi-layer stent. That's a stent with 2 or 3 layers. And when you place, it's not a cover stent, non-cover stent. When you place a stent like that, you increase the flow in the collateral, and you close the aneurysm, you thrombose the aneurysm very quickly. We have done maybe 20 aneurysm, renal, iliac, femoral-popliteal. It's a beautiful technique. And we will get the CE mark in maybe 4 or 5 days. It's very simple. That's the future.
Thank you, sir.